Good evening. Got something that's been on my heart for a couple of days. Would like to share with you guys. If you have a calling on your life, God has put a calling on your life, but it seems like that there's no provision uh, for what you need to do. Sometimes, sometimes God may just be waiting for us to say, even if we'll go do what it is. We will walk out. We will take the step to go and do what you have called us to do. And sometimes maybe the Lord may be just waiting for us to take that step. Um, I don't remember what year. I want to say 2005. I'm not sure. Back when Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, we felt impressed to go and help. I know Houston, Texas had everybody they needed to help, but we felt like we needed to go down to Port Aransas, which is where it first hit, made landfall, and we needed to take some supplies. We felt like we really needed to take supplies down there and help give them out, but we kept putting it off because we didn't want to go empty handed. We didn't have any supplies to take. Didn't know anybody um, that had any to send. But finally, one evening, we decided, okay, we're going. We don't have any supplies. We don't have what we need. We'd rather not go on the empty-handed, but we really need to go. And so we decided, okay, we're going. So we got the RV ready, got everything packed up, and was going to go about to put the Jeep. We had the Daihatsu Jeep at the time. Was about to put it in the trailer, and it occurred to me. Now this is how God works. I listened to these details on this, how this worked out, how God worked it out. Um, it occurred to me, thought come to me that okay, this place that we're going into is devastated by a hurricane. They have no electric, no water, so they're not going to have any gas when we get there to be able to get gas to have our Jeep to go do whatever it is we need to do when we get there. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go to the gas station, not too far from our house, and get gas and go ahead and fill it up before we load it up on the trailer. So I take the Jeep and go to the gas station, and I pull up to the pump, and we're going to use my card to get gas. And the card reader on the pump would not work. I had to go in to see the cashier. So I go in to the store, and as soon as I walk in the door, the lady behind the counter says, "Do you know anybody going to Texas? We have a lot of supplies that needs to go, and we don't have anybody to take them." And I told her, I said, "Hold on just a minute. I will be right back with my trailer." And we were able to go get the supplies that they had and take them with us to Texas. So sometimes God is just waiting on us to say, yes, we will take the step, we will go. Even though it doesn't look like provision is there, even though it doesn't look like a plan is there, He will provide. He's just waiting on us. Now, these bugs are bad out here. Part two, the rest of the story. Do not plan out what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and then just you can plan, but God also has a plan, and we have found that His plan is always completely different and always much better than our plan. Okay, we get to Texas, and I was thinking, we'll get there, we'll find our spot, we'll be able to give out supplies, we'll be able to pray with a lot of people, and I was excited about it, and we get to Texas, have to take the ferry across the water to go into Port Aransas. Take the ferry, and we go over, and we get over to the uh, Port Aransas over there, and we come off the ferry, and we drive just a little ways, and run into a police roadblock. Okay, so they stopped us, and they tell us that we cannot go into uh, the city, the area. We cannot go in. They have all the help that they need. They do not need any more help. And we could bring the supplies that we had back tomorrow and give it to them for them to give out to the ones that was there already to distribute. And we were, so if you're planning and you have a plan, you got it planned out, this is the way it's going to go, you're going to end up getting frustrated, irritated, aggravated, because things are not working out. Things are not going the way we thought. Like me, God sent us all the way from Tennessee to Texas just to us to give them our stuff and turn around and head home. But I was getting a little bit aggravated. But I asked the officer there, is there any place that we can go for the night? Because that was the last ferry. The ferry we come across on was the last ferry. I'm in a 40-foot diesel RV with an 18-foot enclosed trailer behind me. There's no place to turn it around, and there was no place that we seen on the way in to be able to pull off and stop somewhere if I could get it turned around. But the officer, he's like, "Yes, sir." He said, "You're welcome to go down to the beach and park on the beach, and you can stay there as long as you want." The beach was kind of not the direction that we were planning on going, but thought, okay, for the night we'll go to the beach, we'll spend tonight, and we'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll pray and see what God has and what He's wanting. So we pull into the beach area. By this time it's dark. We pull in. I find a good solid spot, what looks like a good solid spot to park the RV and pull into it and just shut everything down for the night, and we went to bed. Well, what we realized the next morning, that what happened is God redirected our plan and our steps to where He wanted us, because they sent us to the beach. And what we realized the next morning when we got up, whenever we pulled into the beach and found that good solid spot on the beach to park, I actually parked right in the middle of the first responders camp. Now, we sat there watching and just kind of observing most of the day and just praying about, Lord, why are we here? Why do you have us here? Why? What's the plan? And what we found out was this. Whenever, if you remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but there was an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood that it was about first responders, firefighters, policemen, and all of those. And he was talking about the helpers. And he said that anytime that there's um, any kind of a problem or anything bad happens, fire or anything, that to watch and look for the helpers. So that's what we were doing, was watching the helpers. And what we realized was during the day they were leaving camp. They were going out. They were the ones that was going through the houses, or what was left of houses, looking for people. They were the ones that was helping the ones that was displaced out of their home. They're the ones that was helping and going and doing and serving, but nobody was helping the helpers. They would come back and they would just be wore out. You could tell they was just wore out and tired, and they were having to come back into camp, and they were having to cook their own meals, or maybe they were just, somebody would just come in for a few minutes, grab a sandwich or something with them, and then they'd hurry back out. And we realized it kind of shifted what we did in ministry, because we have been before outreach and some different things, but this kind of shifted some things to where whenever we go into some areas like that now, we will help anybody. Sorry, but these bugs are getting me. Um, we will go in and help anybody that needs help, but we look for and try to get as close as we can to the first responders camp. So even doing outreach with other people and other ministries, and doing outreach and things, we have did outreach specifically for first responders, firefighters, policemen, and help serve them and pray over them. So, but like I said, the plan, you can't hardly plan out anything, because in Isaiah, God's talking about how his ways are so much higher than our ways. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. So no matter how much we think and we plan, all it's going to do is lead you to be frustrated and irritated, because God's plan is always so much better and so much higher. And we have found that when he says, okay, I need you to go, we just, okay, yes, Lord, and take that step. And I mean, you have to plan some, but you cannot plan everything out. We have found it is so much better and easier just to follow God one step at a time, one door at a time. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you guys um, got something out of this, and thank you guys. Thank you for all your encouragement and your prayers, and we love you guys. God bless.